Good evening and Merry Christmas. Most of our news today, of course, concerns Christmas itself. The day contains sadness in Italy and Utah and tragedy in Illinois. But there's also happiness and joy as we report on Christmas in several parts of the world.
In Vancouver's Chinatown, it was not so much a celebration of the day as a celebration of the nation's diversity. In Los Angeles, where they'd been dreaming about it since Bing Crosby sang the words, they got it. And in England, baby Prince Harry steals the show in the Queen's Christmas message. The News Hour, with John Gibb substituting for Tony Parsons.
A crowd estimated at 100,000 jammed into St. Peter's Square in Rome today to hear a plea from Pope John Paul to remember the world's poor on this day. The Pope's traditional Christmas message this year included a note of fresh tragedy as he prayed for the victims of the weekend train bombing in Italy. But as always, he also said Merry Christmas in a remarkable list of languages.
Most of the victims were elderly and most were asleep when fire broke out on the first floor.
Et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Pope John Paul's annual Christmas appearance is called Urbi et Urbi, a message for the world and its city of Rome. Compared with past years, attendance today was sparse, possibly because of the clear, bracing weather. But there is always a great deal of pageantry in St. Peter's Square on this day, and there is always the Pope's wish to the world for a Merry Christmas. This year, it was in 45 languages, including English.
A blessed Christmas in the peace of Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world.
The Pope's principal theme was solidarity with the world's poor, its unemployed, and its hungry. A large group of protesters against famine was in St. Peter's as the Pope delivered his message. They released a mass of blue balloons symbolizing what they called a march for life. In spite of the generally festive atmosphere here today, there was a somber mood as well because of Italy's continuing outrage over the bombing 2 days ago of an express train near Bologna. Pope John Paul said that he and the church were deeply wounded by the bombing, and he said the families of those who died and were injured have his sympathy and support.
Ad ogni rivoluzione o cambiamento di sistema.
Meantime, Italian police have released a sketch of a suspect in the attack. The man is reported to have been seen leaving the Florence station, the train's last stop before the explosion, with an empty sports bag. The police still suspect right-wing urban guerrillas were behind the attack, but so far they've produced no hard evidence. In Bologna hospitals, survivors from the train held religious services from their beds today and were given a special Christmas dinner. Officials here say there are still 80 people being treated, but all are out of danger.
North America received its share of tragedy today. In Waukegan, Illinois, faulty wiring is suspected of starting a horrible fire in a residential hotel for senior citizens. 8 people were killed.
Most of